Hello everyone. So today we are going to see command line runner interface in Spring Boot. So it is used to execute the code after the Spring Boot application started. So if your requirement is you want to execute the code part that after the Spring Boot application is started. So let us see. So if I go here and I am using STS, I will create one Spring Starter project. I'll give here a name as Spring Boot command line runner, and I will here no need to add any dependency. Click on finish. So it will take some time to create our project. So after creating a project, what you have to do is I will create one package here. Right click on this, go to the new, go to the package. I will create one package with the runner, and here what we are gonna do is I will create one class called test runner. Right now here I will implement it with the CLR, that is command line runner, and we have to annotate this with the component, and we have to also implement one method of command line runner, that is run method. So what I gonna do is I will simply print here this test runner dot run. So what will happen whenever I will run this our Spring Boot application, then I want to run the code and I don't want to explicitly call that. So what we can do is we can implement that class, the code you can put the code you want to run after the Spring Boot application is started in the run method of the class that implement command line runner, and make sure that that class is annotated with the component. So if I go right click on this, and if I go to run as Spring Boot application, here we go, test runner dot run. So you can see that this is printing, right? So what is happening here, I have written a logic that I want to run after the application is started. I didn't call this anywhere. So what you have to do is whenever you have a code that you want to execute after the Spring Boot application is started, then what you have to do is you have to create one class, and you have to implement that class from command line runner, and also you have to annotate that class with the component annotation, and you have to put the your code that you want to run in the run method, right? So that's it. So if I don't put the component, it will not work. If I do right click on this, run as Spring Boot application, and here we go, here you can see there is no sysout statement, right? So it will not work. So make sure that you should annotate with the component. And next one thing is, if there is a requirement in your project, you want to create a two runners. So let's suppose I have created one test runner, test one runner. Also I want to implement it with the command line runner at the component, and also I want to add an implemented method. I will do here a systress control space enter. Right now there is no guarantee which one will be printed first time, that is which one will be executed first time, the code in the test runner or test one runner. There is no guarantee. So if there is a requirement you have two runner, that is implementing command line runner, and you want order, that is you want to first execute this test one runner, and after you want to execute this test runner, then we have one annotation called @order. So @order, and you can specify the in the sequence you want to run. So if I give here one, and I want to execute what so I want to first execute this test one runner, and after that I want to execute test runner. So I will give @order and here a 2, because why I have given one here, firstly I want to execute this, later I want to execute code in the this. So if I go right click on this, go to the run as Spring Boot application, here we go, test one runner is coming, then test runner is coming. Now what's I gonna do is I want to first run this test runner, so I will give here 1, and for test one runner I will give here a 2. So let's save this, right click on this, run as Spring Boot application, and here you can see firstly test runner is coming, then test1 runner is coming. Now there is so if I give here, let's suppose I have given here 8 for test1 runner, and for test runner I have given a 10. So let's save this, also save this. So let's see what will happen. Let's save this. Test1 runner, here is save. Let's save. Now if I go right click on this, run as Spring Boot application, here we go, test1 runner is coming first. Why? Because here the order, in that order annotation we have specified here 10, and here we have specified 8. So between 8 and 10, 8 will come first. So that's why according to the this number it will execute. So 8 is the smaller one, so priority will be given to this test1 runner. Then after that this 10, so test runner will come later. So this is about the command line runner. So it is an interface, it is used to execute the code after the Spring Boot application is started. So if you like this video, you can hit like button and subscribe to our channel.